All right, everybody, welcome to another episode of Sports Bros. I'm your host, Ken Collins, and as always, I am joined with my brother Kyle Collins. And man, today we're gonna get into a couple of things. The Niners, the 49ers,
hmm
have brought back Debo. Debo Sanders is going back to the 49ers. He is not the only Debo we are going to talk about today. We are going to talk about two different Debos, but we're starting off with Mr. Debo Samuels coming back to the 49ers on a 1 year deal, right? Um, I like this. I like it. Come on home, right? He's not going to be asked to do much because we got Mike Evans from Tampa Bay, who's going to be who's going to be wide receiver one, right? So Debo's going to be wide receiver two. And I think his skill set, although it may not be wide receiver one skill set anymore, it's perfectly suited for a wide receiver two. He knows the team, he knows the schemes. We know what he did when he was a 49er, right? You still got CMC, you still got Brock Purdy. We hope Kyle Shanahan has a speedy recovery from his accident, but we know his offense is going to be on that field, and Debo thrived in that offense. What's your take on Debo coming back to the red and gold?
I mean, I think it's just a smooth move by both sides. I mean, just in time, it seems like talk was aligning, right? And the whole blow up, AB blow up. He's gone, and then next thing you know, Debo's coming back, and Parasol is dealing with a knee thing,
Injury. Yep.
and they need a guy who can slide right in and know what's going on right away. And like you just said, all the things you pointed out are, I mean, sounds like a good deal for both sides. I what can you say? I think fantasy wise, it just changed a lot of things too. you know, I think the Niners offense has gotten a lot better with that move. Not that like he's this the powerhouse he used to be, but what he does add in addition to what they do have sounds like it's going to be a pretty good deal.
Yeah.
And they've done more with less. I mean, look what they did last year.
I to my point, do you see why I said they were the most interesting team for me to see because of what they did last year with how much less they had?
hmm
And then now, not only do you go out in this offseason and you do something that, another barrier team should be doing that's in your background, but we're not going to talk about that right now. And you make
Yeah,
moves. You make
you
moves
need
to
it.
acquire some players to make a push for the championship, right? Um, because even when they did lose, right, it wasn't like they were getting blown out or it was some steep fall from grace or they
Mhm.
shouldn't have been there. Like, yo, they were still giving people the business. And the
They beat the
defense,
Eagles.
right? The defense,
It came to
they
life
ducked,
right when they needed
yeah,
it.
they duct tape they duct taped the defense and said, you know what, we're just gonna make this push. Right now, they had an off season to get rid of the duct tape and put some real steel behind it. They got the offense, got some more pieces back with the offense. I'm liking what I'm seeing for the 49ers for their offseason. And that's why I stand by. They're the most interesting team for me to see what they do because they did so much more with less. But here's the thing, though. They're starting off the season without Kyle Shanahan.
But
So,
are they really though? As you
well, yeah,
alluded,
because
his offense is in place. The people behind him know his scheme. If the intent is for him to come back, they're going to run his system just like he would. Maybe a couple of little tweaks here and there that are, kind of their own, don't know who actually gets put into that position to make those different decisions. But I think for the most part, it's still going to be Shanahan's offense. And, when he gets better, he'll be right back on the sideline with like he never left. So that team is good for that. I
yeah, it's
mean,
interesting to see how, like, on the field, they had to do next man up. Now it's coaching wise, it's what do we have in place for kind of next man up mentality on the side of the field for the coaching side,
Uh,
right? And
Implement what
that's
you already know.
mm-hmm. And that again, that's why maybe the signing of Debo is so important
Hmm.
because you have someone who can you can literally plug and play and you can be a safety net. Mike
Hmm.
Evans has to learn the offense. He,
Yeah, but he's still
he,
Mike Evans, though.
he's still Mike
Yeah.
Evans. Yeah, he's still Mike Evans. But again, like Kyle Shanahan doesn't run like a simplistic offense, right? So we know that there's different schemes. There's a lot of motion that goes on with his thing. It's a lot of timing.
I know,
There's
but I think Mike Evans, even if you plugged him in, let's put him at a tight end, right? Or a slot receiver, which he does a lot of damage where in the end zone in that spot, right? I, it's not as complicated for that tight end position,
mm-hmm.
and he's a good blocker. We know that. So which goes right in the hand which enhance schemes. We see, Kill do it all the time. So I think he's gonna fit in well real fast.
Oh yeah, well,
They'll do some
again, you
damage.
alluded to he's Mike Evans. He's a wide
Yeah.
receiver one, right? Usually players like that, you can kind of put them in any offense. Um, Again, Debo now becomes like he's always been for the 49ers, a safety net,
Hmm.
right?
But he gets to have fun
But
again too. It
yeah,
was
because he's
fun
not going to
watching
be
him run
doing
over everybody.
yeah,
When
and
he'd be
he's not going to be doing
line up,
kickoff
yeah,
returns and punt returns, right? He's not going to be doing special team stuff.
that
He
no.
literally just gets to go out
But
there and kind of play, and he knows he's a second option, right?
he
But
might be
he's
put into
familiar with
the
Brock.
running back
There's
spot though. Like he might be him and CMC might run a two RB set or something too. I mean, I we've seen that work, because they're both players you can dump the ball off to. So we might see that too.
hey, my thing is, as long as the Niners stay healthy, they
Hmm.
could potentially win the West, right? And they can make a deep playoff run up and into and including winning the chip.
So does healthy mean not handing the ball off as many times as CMC?
I don't know what it means. I mean, well, healthy means we don't have any major injuries that derails a Debo, a CMC, a Brock Purdy, a Mike Evans, any one of them or somebody on the defense, one of their big time defensive players going down for like 3, 4, 5+ games throughout the season. So if they stay healthy, maybe it's okay, he's gonna miss this game. He might miss 1 or 2 games for the season, but they're not missing half a season,
Yeah,
damn near a whole season, three
I mean,
games
yeah,
straight.
health
Like
is always the yeah
yeah,
fun factor.
health is the fun factor, and we know that the Niners that's been a it's been a subject of theirs over the
That's
last
plagued
few
us.
seasons. Yeah, it's plagued them.
Yeah.
So hopefully they get past all of that, and with the addition of Debo coming back, it'll look real good. I did say that we were going to talk about two Debos, right? And so I posed this question to you offline. I'm gonna post it to you online, right? Because there was news in the boxing world. Keyshawn Davis pulled out of the fight against Devin Debo Haney, right? He was doing all kind of antics online. Keyshawn was about because Haney's nickname is Debo. He shows up to the Friday house in LA, like the literal house from Friday. And it's like, where's Debo? Anybody can find Debo. Blah, 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 blah. I'm looking for Debo. Posts all this stuff online. He's talking all kind of mess. Everything, right? He's like, what happened at the end of the movie? He get hit by a brick. I got these bricks for him. And then when it comes time to make the fight, and your promotional company is going to give you the money to make the fight, you pull out. You pull out. And he's ducking, right? And I'm talking to you about it. And my question to you was, are you a fan of boxing? Is there any superstars in boxing? Because my thing is, it's things like this that prevent these fighters from actually becoming stars. and becoming household names and doing certain things. So like, so for me to you, we grew up, we brothers, we
Hmm.
remember going over to our uncle house to go watch a Mike Tyson fight or Sugar
Hmm.
Ray Leonard fight, right? Even George Foreman
Yeah,
when he got
George
old.
Foreman
You know
fights.
what I'm saying? When he got
Yeah,
old, coming up in college, you
Holyfields.
know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Moving on to the Holyfields, Lennox
Hmm.
Lewis, Mayweather, Pacquiao,
Mayweather.
Canelo, right? Like, but if I asked you, name me a current boxer right now, give me one. Who's your favorite boxer right now, currently active fighting?
I don't know. I'd question saying I was a fan any longer. I enjoy the sport, but yeah, boxing just kind of started to take a back seat, and as far as my interests go, if something comes up, somebody points me in the right direction, I'll go see something. But like the stunts they play, like with Mike Tyson, and that's just that's comedy TV. It's not boxing anymore.
So you think boxing has become comedy TV?
I think there's a lot of it. Yeah, it's become more of a show instead of the entertainment it used to be. Like you know, like you said, the HBO specials and just the gravity that those big fights used to bring just doesn't happen like that anymore.
What do you think happened? Or actually, let me ask this question to you. When you did watch boxing, what excited you about it?
Um, Two guys, it felt like a chess match, but with gloves on.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you can even like picture the chessboard on the ring floor, and these guys are moving around, and it's real. Like I could imagine myself, especially when I was younger, watching boxing. Imagine myself being one of the people in the ring, and like using my hands to to fight somebody. And then I don't know, there was respect in the game. You knock them down. You don't kick them while they down. You know, like we stood toe to toe, and I won. And it's respect afterwards. You know, but you shoot somebody. That's it. That's it. So it's a respectable sport. I know people think it's barbaric, but I mean, here comes MMA, and they're beating the shit out of each other.
Yeah, they are.
Cages. I mean, god damn. So I wish boxing would have stayed that, but I know people started expanding into other sports, and social media dug into all the it just made it more widespread. So I think there's less one streamed focus on like a champion of a boxing division or something.
Who was a boxer when you used to watch boxing that excited you? Or
I
when's the last
mean,
time you got excited for to watch a fight?
it
You
was
can answer
probably
both.
the last Mayweather fight. I mean, I used to love to watch Tyson, but I think Sugar Ray was one of my favorite boxers. Actually, the skill he would put on people was, that was always fun to watch. So I mean, we got exposed to a lot. I appreciated a lot of different boxers, but I think we had Mike Tyson's Punch Out. Tyson was my dude.
They got a cool
So
little video game. It's called
yeah.
Undisputed. I've played it. Like, it's not like Mike Tyson's Punch Out. I think Mike Tyson's Punch Out
Hmm.
was dope because it was really a video game, right? It
Yeah.
wasn't it wasn't like, hey, we're trying to pretend to fight, and or you got the characters. They're trying to get
Hmm.
better at that to get these people out there, right? But something like a Mike Tyson's Punch Out would be super fun. if you got
Right.
kids and you got this little guy and he's going through these characters, and then at the end it's the infamous Mike Tyson, right? Mike Tyson's punch out was really cool. Um, but I heard a couple things. One, it was the last time you got excited for a fight with Mayweather. And that was probably what, 10, 15 years ago?
Say a decade ago, easily.
So in the last decade, there hasn't been not one fighter that has excited you to be like, oh, I gotta watch him. He's getting ready to fight.
No, but there are fights that I made sure I went to go see. Canelo fights. There's been a few. Who else has been fighting? I mean, I'm sure. I think we went to one in Tahoe. We watched it.
Did we watch a fight in Tahoe?
Mm,
Was it
maybe.
on TV or we
Yeah,
went to the actual
we
fight?
watched. No, we watched it on TV while we were out there.
We watched it on TV while we were in Tahoe.
Yeah,
So see how long ago that was? Because that's been a
I
while.
know. Yeah, it's been a
I would
while.
say that was probably like 7 years ago. So and so what I'm getting at is we're the casual fans for boxing, and then kind of like whose fault is that? Because you're a sports guy.
Hmm.
You're not just I'm only basketball. I only watch basketball. I only do this. Like if it piques your interest, you're gonna watch it, and
Right.
even to I think you might be frozen. Are we having some technical difficulties with you? More minutes. They'll tell me. So thank you for the technical difficulties. We're back. Got that all taken care of. Yeah, that was like 7 years ago. And so, you know, it's very hard pressed because I think that we saw the same thing kind of like with baseball. And like, when's the last time you got excited to be like, oh, let's watch this baseball game? Or you can name players on other teams outside your home market. Or how many players can you actually name on your favorite team right now?
I
Other
know.
than Nick
You.
Kurtz, because he's out here killing
Uh,
the game, right?
Butler.
Okay. Can you name anybody on the San Francisco Giants?
Uh, yeah, I could. I should be able to. Uh, oh, that's terrible.
Right. But that's my point, right? Like, why, where is it where, especially, sports where when we grew up, there used to be a lot of black players in the league compared to what it is right now, right? Baseball used to be, it was a sport passed down from father to son. I think boxing
Hmm.
is kind of like that same thing, a sport passed down from father to son. Like, even if we were to call up your nephew or my nephews right now and talk to our kids, how many boxers could they name? How many baseball players could they name? Right?
Well, we in like should probably name baseball
They,
players.
they might name some Dodger players too, and then I can't talk to them no more after
They would
that
name
because
Giants. Liam's pretty on it. Probably more so than me.
King. Well, King played baseball up until college, right? Like he played college ball, and so he's definitely in the sport. So it was, but we made sure we passed that down. But it's difficult when they don't have anybody that looks like them, and then when you have a sport like boxing where you have people that do look like us, it's not ran and done in a way where it's like they're divas expecting something that they haven't worked for. And with the way that is presented on television now, I think it's getting better because now it's coming back to some networks like TNT just had a fight on yesterday. It was a really good fight. I was there. Lamont Roach versus William Cepeda. And the whole card they put on a show, right? But how do we get boxing back to where football is, to where basketball is, to where baseball is, to at least where there's some fighters that are household names. You got to have stars. How do sports keep a superstar? That's lost on you.
No, it's not lost
It's,
on me.
it's,
Uh, it's just
it's great
I don't think
question.
there's any one answer that's gonna that's gonna capture that in its totality. But I think there is ways to do it. I don't know if it's marketing, venues, like you said, just the excitement level. I mean, look what they did to baseball.
Yeah,
Trying to save
but
viewership with baseball, and make it a
yeah,
faster game.
baseball's definitely lost viewership, but you can't say that they don't have like stars. Like Shohei Ohtani is a star. People
There
know
are,
him.
but that's what I mean. I saw just
You
as
know,
an
Aaron
example.
Judge is a star. But now
So
Grant,
it is
here's
doable, is was my
it's
point.
doable. Now here's the difference. Grant, like some of these sports, they play like baseball plays 162 games.
Right.
Basketball has 82 games in a season. They have seasons, they have leagues, they have ways to generate and put you and present you, right? Um, maybe that's something because like I can't name no hockey players, right? So what we're saying is boxing is on the level of hockey where it might not be any household names, right? Like we know Wayne Gretzky, we
Well,
know
just it,
Alexander, you know what I'm saying?
the
Ovechkin.
company
Those
we keep though. I mean, there's guys.
right.
More
There's a
so
guy, there's
when
a guy
when
that
there's
pops out. Yeah. Like even NASCAR, I don't even know who drives NASCAR nowadays, right? But every now and again you get a star. So it's like, how do sports has to figure out these promoters, these leagues, you got to figure out how to create a star, right? Even now WWE is on ESPN. They're having their people do interviews. They're putting them out there. They just had SummerSlam, right? Shout out to Roman Reigns. We acknowledge him. Put your ones in the air. So like you've got stars, you got to make it happen. And when I think when you do something like what Keyshawn Davis did, it makes it difficult for these promoters to want to put money behind you. And it makes it difficult for them to create and make people into stars because fighters got to have dance partners. You know what I mean? Like
yeah, it take two to tango.
it takes two to tango, right? So even in tennis, right? Like it takes two to tango. So you get those little rivalries, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's what makes sports great. Rivalries, right? When basketball was in the dumps and Bird and Magic came in, it was their rivalry that sparked it. We were hoping we would see the same thing with like maybe Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese, right? The rivalry, you know. And to your point, how you said earlier, it was two men or two women getting into the ring, playing a game of chess with their fists, and who's going to come out the victor. And then the sportsmanship behind it, if you win, I shake your hand whether I win or whether I suffer a defeat,
Mm-hmm.
right? But we live to fight another day, right? And if it's close enough, maybe we run it back and we get trilogies, if you know what I'm saying, or
Mm-hmm.
rematches and trilogies and stuff like that. So, you
And
know,
long live the king. The guy on top is the guy on top until you knock him off.
that's facts. The guy on top is the guy on top until you knock him off. So, man, the NFL season is fast approaching.
Yeah.
We've got preseason for basketball a couple months away. So we'll be getting into that, which also means that the baseball playoffs is getting ready to come up. So be on the lookout for the next few episodes, us going over who we think is going to make the playoffs for the MLB. And I think we'll even jump into the little prediction machine and possibly we'll break down over the next few episodes. We'll take a look at the divisions and we will see who we have for each division and where we might end up going for the Super Bowl as we move into the NFL season. We appreciate everybody for listening where you can listen to your podcast and everybody that's watching on YouTube. Please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And as always, this is Sports Bros. We out. Peace.